What's up, guys? Coming back at y'all with another video, another round thought. You know, within the past 5 years, we've seen a lot of things transpire ever since 2020. And believe it or not, it's crazy that we made it this far. And I said in one of my videos about 2020 was that it was 5 years ago. And we have 5 years left until this decade comes to an end. And we were complaining about how 2020 was. I know that year it was a very dark time. Everybody had to face their own issues behind closed doors. We were shut off. Social isolation. I mean, even though it was disguised as social distancing, to me it was social isolation. I have to start pronouncing my words back right. We really got to take a break from these phones, man. They really playing a part on how we interact. That's another thing. That year, we were learning. What were we learning from? For those that were still in high school and school in general, what were we learning with? Computer, a phone. Some people did not have access, but was provided access to the internet. But the point is, everyone was on their phones for Zoom meetings, for whatever it is, church services, just in events, graduations, all that stuff. But looking back that year, it really, even though it was such a very bittersweet moment, it was also a moment for us to do some self-reflection and self-improvement. For me, I would say that for me, but everybody else, they'll have their different opinions. I had my issues that year. It was things I had to go through. So it's not like everything was good about that year. But what I'm going to say is I would appreciate that year. You know why? Because there were certain people that were still around. There were opportunities for growth. Now you're 5 years past that. We're 5 years past that. The question is, what did you do that year? And the year after that? We're going to be wishing, even for those times, for how crazy they were. Sometimes we're going to be wishing that we were back in those times. And it's something that I notice, a cycle. Every year, it's like, oh, I wish I was in last year. You know why? Because of the issues that I faced in this year was worse than the previous year and the years behind that. See what I'm saying? So you really have to enjoy good times while it lasts. Hey, this year's been so unpredictable. So many crazy, like the most wildest things. You may think 2024 was crazy, 2023 was crazy. You may think 2022, 2021, 2020. 2020 really did shake things up because this was something that we never done. A whole world locking down. All in the name of a whole outbreak of COVID. Everybody was taken from their normal daily routines and they just had us all cooped in our houses. We were scared. We were I'm just saying, I'm being real. I don't care no more. The news, the mainstream media, they were scaring us to where if we go outside, oh, I don't want to catch COVID. Germs made us germophobic. You know what? We were missing the sunlight. That's what gives you vitamin D. And what does vitamin D do? It helps you to build your immune system, keep your immune system up and going. Along with your lifestyle too. You can't just eat any old thing and then go outside and expect the sunlight. Oh, well, the sunlight would do the rest of its job. I don't have to worry. Only thing I gotta do is just go outside and intake it. I can still eat whatever I want. No, it all goes hand in hand. You have to have a balance in life. That's a whole different topic, but yeah, they really had us messed up. And then even with they did a study on some countries that had the lowest cases of COVID. The countries with the lowest cases of COVID, those people had high vitamin D levels. Why? Because they were outside. They were getting sunlight. So in return to this, back over here in the United States, what did they have us doing most of the time? Staying cooped up inside our houses with our mask on. Come on, man, you're in the house wearing your mask. I understand it was such a very crucial time. Nobody didn't want to get sick. I didn't want to get sick. But after a while, I'm like, I cannot be scared. I have to go outside and still be able to enjoy my life. I can't keep just sitting in the house being cooped up, watching this TV, watching this fear being fed to me, and then expect just for everything to be all right. I have to go outside, touch grass. You know what I'm saying? So looking back then, there was even some more opportunities I wish I did take, and even the years following after that, before this year. You're going to be looking back at a year that you thought was just the most craziest year. But then as the years go by, the more worse things get. That's what I'm trying to see. This is what I've experienced. I've heard other people saying the same thing. Of course, everybody's opinion is going to be different, but I'm just saying, I'm just putting it out there. This is a random thought. If it resonates with anybody, that's fine. But I'm just going to put it out there because it can help somebody else to realize, enjoy the good times while it lasts. Enjoy things while it lasts. You just never know how things will get. We look so much to the future, but now I don't think people are really doing that anymore because it's so uncertain. No. But yeah, that's all I got in this video. Y'all let me know your thoughts and opinions. I have to respond to some comments in my previous video about morality being on life support because people need to do their research. There's things I'm still doing research on before I put them on here. There's so many things that's been twisted out there. And there's going to be a lot of people catching heart attacks just because of the truth coming out. But it is what it is. Till next one, I'm signing out. Later.